Ladies and gentlemen, once again, good evening and welcome to Baker Bulldog Memorial Stadium and tonight's varsity matchup. Featuring the visitors from the Tri-Valley Conference, please welcome the Gladstone Riverside Gladiators. And the home team, yo, Baker Bulldog. Please stand. Ladies and gentlemen, as we honor our country with the singing of our national anthem, performed by Baker's own Paige Anderson and Katie Murphy. Ladies and gentlemen, Paige Anderson.
Good Friday evening, ladies and gentlemen, and fellow football fans out there. My name is Jesse Taub. I want to welcome you to Baker Bulldog Memorial Stadium here on senior night for these Bulldogs. I am joined by Tanya Clapp on camera tonight and Evan Humphrey directing for us. We are so happy for you to join us. We got a matchup here on tap as the Bulldogs will be taking on the Gladiators of Gladstone High. Gladstone, located kind of right outside Portland, kind of a suburb of Portland to some extent. They're coming in with a 2-5 record. The Bulldogs, sporting a 1-6 record after a slew of injuries, has really hampered this program, not only the varsity program, but the JV program as well. Currently, I believe the Bulldogs are going to be without 8 starters this evening, most notably their starting quarterback from the beginning of the year and the star wide receiver, Rashawn Jones. But these Bulldogs and the seniors are ready to roll, and I have a feeling we might be in for a good one here tonight. The Gladiators as well, similar to Baker, I guess I should say, struggling a little bit with injuries to the same extent the Bulldogs are, as just like Baker, their JV team has had to fold in order to make enough players for the varsity program. So they're bringing about 28 players down here. You'll see the Bulldogs being introduced here en masse as they do. We got just about 3 minutes here to go before kickoff. Just a few keys to the game, if you will. For the Gladstone Gladiators on offense, they're going to want to set the run. The Bulldogs, that has been their weakness, and similarly on defense, the key to the game for the Bulldogs is to limit this Gladiator running game. The Gladiators are going to be led by a senior quarterback, number 5, J.D. Self. Watching him in warm-ups, he's got quite the arm. A senior, obviously, going to be excited here, playing some Friday Night Lights in what will be his second to last game. The Gladiators still have one more match after tonight. They'll head to Park Rose to play the Park Rose team, which is normally a 5A squad, but they're playing down, the football team is playing down to 4A. For the Bulldogs, under center tonight and starting at quarterback is going to be freshman quarterback Tucker Reed. If you've been watching the streams here on EOA, then you'll be familiar with Tucker. Got a great arm. Arm strength is not going to be an issue for this kid, even though he's a freshman. This will be his third start as quarterback after the Bulldogs lost their original starter, Jake McClary. So we'll see what Reed can do. He's got his full complement of receivers, as I said, minus Jones. So the senior, Alex Brown, going to be the starting slot receiver. Him and Logan Crawford will kind of mix in that role. On the outsides, you're going to have Daniel Maldonado, who is a junior, Gavin Combs, and Hayden Churchfield, both sophomores. So looks like we have a decision on the flip. So Gladstone has won the toss. They've elected to receive. They will kick in accordance, for the Bulldogs anyway. And we're going to get ready here. Just got about a minute to go before game time. If you're joining us out maybe in Gladstone or you're a Gladstone supporter, happy to have you. Glad we can provide this for you. It is a chilly night here at Baker Bulldog Memorial Stadium. Kick-off temperature right around 42 degrees. We expect over the next couple hours it'll get into the high 30s. A little bit of a breeze, not necessarily enough to impact the passing or kicking games, but enough for you to feel the breeze. Give you a little bit of a cold feeling there. But once these players get out there, they start running around, no doubt they will not be feeling that at all. So, as you'll see, they're getting ready to kick. For the Bulldogs, it's going to be number 4, Daniel Maldonado, doing the kicking. For the Gladiators, they're going to send 2 people deep, possibly, to receive. The first is going to be number 34, Jace Schmidt, senior for Gladstone. The other is going to be number 22, Colton Kowalski, another senior. And I imagine we'll see both of those gentlemen in the backfield for the Gladiators as well. All right, we are set here for kickoff. Once again, thank you so much for joining us tonight. Let's have a good game. Maldonado's kick is off, and it's going to be fair cut by the up man at about the 27-yard line. So the Bulldogs will be happy with that kick. The Gladiators are ready to roll here on offense. As I mentioned, the Gladiators are going to be led by senior quarterback number 5, J.D. Self. They've got a complement of running backs that are more than capable of handling some touches for them. As I mentioned earlier, Self, he's got a good arm. From what I saw, just watching a few of their games, most of their passing game is a little bit short, but then when you come up, they're going to try and hit you deep. So let's see what the Gladiators come out. 2-back set, split back. It's going to hand it off on the end around to number 23, or 22, I believe. Karlowski. Let me double check the numbers here on our replay there. See a nice end around there. Gladiators get a few good blocks and enough for a first down. So the first run of the game goes for a cool 10 yards. We'll see what the Gladiators like to do here on 1st and 10. The Bulldogs primarily play a bit of a 3-4 defense. I believe the Gladiators are a bit of a 4-3 defense, but check on that as we go here. Gladiators Self under center. Going to hand it off up the middle. This is number 11. He's got some room and making some man miss. Noah Meyer, he is going. Trying to get tracked down by Gavin Combs. See if he can get there. No. That is going to be a touchdown on the second play of the game by number 11, Noah Meyer. A 64-yard touchdown run to begin the game. And this is just straight up the middle. And as we talked about at the beginning of the game cast here, the key for the game for the Bulldogs is if they can stop the run, For the Gladiators, the decision there, if they can run the ball, they're probably going to have a successful night. So hopefully the Bulldogs will make a few adjustments there on the line. Gladiators got a good senior kicker, Robbie Norby. He'll be set to kick. Up and good. All right, so a quick 7-0 lead here for the Gladiators. We'll take a quick break and be right back for kickoff. All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Getting set here for the Gladiator kick. As I mentioned, doing their kicking, both place kicking and not sure about punting, but Robbie Norby. And if the Gladiators get in field goal range, this kid's got a leg, so I would not be surprised to see some field goal attempts from Gladstone this evening, just from what I saw in warm-ups, though. For the Bulldogs, deep to receive is going to be number 3, Logan Crawford, as well as number 5, Gavin Combs. They'll look to get the Bulldogs some good starting field position here. We're set for kick. Oh, a little pooch pit here. Could cause a little bit of trouble if Crawford can't get on it, but he does, able to get a nice roll there. They're up to about the 38-yard line, so some good field position there for the Bulldogs. That looked like a purposeful kind of mini pooch kick there to potentially, for the Gladiators, to recover a bit of an onside kick there. So a nice job by Crawford securing that quickly. You see there, number 13, Tucker Reed, the starting quarterback for the Bulldogs, will running onto the field. The Bulldogs primarily going to come out in a 3 wide receiver, 1 running back, and 1 tight end set all evening. The formations will change, but the packages will essentially remain the same. So, to his left, senior running back Jimmy Sullivan. Reed's going to take a few step drop, dump off of the middle. Going to be caught there by number 4, Daniel Maldonado, for a short 4.5, 5-yard gain. See here on replay, Reed, little quick 5-step drop, dumps it off to Maldonado, and picks up 5 yards. If you were with us last week, you like to see kind of that short game. Let's get Reed in some rhythm, get him some quick completions, let him try and make Gladstone make some tackles in the open field. So we'll see what Reed elects to do here on 2nd and 5. They're going to hand it off to Sullivan. He's going to bounce it outside, but then come back inside, pick up about 1 yard there, and we'll have a third, a long 4, maybe closer to 5 still. So a big play here for the Bulldogs after the Gladstone 2-play scoring drive. You'd like to be able to get a first down here, at least kind of flip the field position at minimum. So we'll see what they like to do here. Again, 3 wide receiver set. On the near side, you got Churchfield. Going in motion there is going to be number 2, Alex Brown, the senior. Tight end, Andy Richards. And on the far side, I believe that's Daniel Maldonado. Looked like a bit of an offsides there, and yes, the Bulldogs able to get a neutral zone infraction. I'm not sure if this is going to give them a first down, though. It's really a long 5. We'll see if they're going to move the change. They haven't yet. Yeah, so it's going to remain 3rd and less than a yard now. See the Bulldogs kind of employ the old school version of running the play in as opposed to mere hand signals. Eliminates some confusion there. All right, so Sullivan is the back to the right of Reed. Reed, we're going to go with the quarterback run. He's got a little bit of room there, and he gets down after regaining the first down. Again, he kind of slid there, trying to avoid taking any hits. Take a look at the replay. He's got Sullivan as a lead blocker, just kind of follows him and then gets down after he picks up a first down. So, a nice first down here for the Bulldogs. On the 41 now. So Reed in the shotgun. Churchfield on the near side. A little trouble with the snap there. Sullivan's forced to fall on it. That's going to be a loss of about 4, so it'll bring up 2nd and 14 here. The starting line for the Bulldogs, they are led by big senior number 51, Chris Entrikin. He is kind of the senior rock on that line. The remainder of the line is actually all underclassmen. Number 62, Eamon Murphy, along with 52, Jamie McLean, number 70, Ethan Keller, and number 55, Ryder Nimmo. All right, Reed takes a few steps back, going to throw it over the middle. That's going to be intercepted. He was looking for Alex Brown there, but unable to get it. We'll see what the Gladiators can do on the return. That is going to be the interception is made by the quarterback himself, J.D. Self. So setting himself up for some nice field position there. Take a look at the replay here, and he's trying to get number 2 there, Alex Brown, throws a bit into triple coverage, and if you don't put it where it needs to be, that will happen. Nice grab there by the quarterback. And a nice return as well. So the Gladiators are set up nicely here. 1st and 10 on the 12. See if the Bulldogs can hold them to a field goal attempt. Again, it looked like from pregame they got quite a good kicker. All right, split back formation here. This is going to be number 11, Meyer, and number 22, Kalowski. Kalowski's going to get it. Number 2 up the middle, and he's going to get into the end zone, I believe. Yes, there is the signal. So the second touchdown run of the game for the Gladiators. That's going to be 1 each for Meyer and Kalowski. So the 64-yard touchdown run earlier, and now a 12-yard run for the Gladiators. Norby here set to kick. Kick is up, and that one looked a little left. All right, so that'll be a score of 13-0. We'll take a quick break and be back right after this. All right, so once again, welcome back here to senior night for the Bulldogs. Off to a little bit of a tough start here after 2 Gladiator touchdown runs. But we'll see what the Bulldogs can do here with their second possession. While we're getting the kick off and going here, just want to say a quick word about one of our wonderful sponsors. Again, all of this coverage all throughout the season here for Baker home games, LeGrand home games, and Pendleton home games are solely because of these sponsors. Our first sponsor is a great one, Hobby Habit in LeGrand. They're getting ready to celebrate their 41st anniversary. What does that mean to you? This means from November 1st through the 3rd, you get to spin the wheel for a random discount on that purchase. If you need gift cards for Christmas, Hobby Habit is the place. Everything from an advent calendars to board games and RC cars, as you see Crawford here making quite the return. Nicely brought across midfield there. Once again, though, if you're interested, check out Hobby Habit, 411 First Street in LeGrand. Hobby Habit, just for the fun of it. All right, so a nice return there by Crawford is going to set the Bulldogs up nicely, and that's exactly what they kind of needed here. A little jolt to get the system going. We'll see if they can capitalize on the good starting field position. All right, so Churchfield, the receiver to the near side, Richards, the tight end, Brown in the slot, Maldonado up top, Reed with Sullivan in the backfield. Sullivan's going to get the ball. He's got a nice hole to the left side. Great job there by the Bulldogs line. Big senior Chris Entrikin really helped create that hole along with left guard Eamon Murphy. Take a little look here. Boom. 2 solid blocks, gets that hole. Sullivan's not going to miss it and picks up a nice 8-yard gain. All right, so 2nd and 2 here for Baker. They're going to go trips right. Maldonado at the bottom, then Churchfield and Crawford the nearest. Going to do a quick screen here to Maldonado. See, he gets a couple nice blocks there by both Crawford and Churchfield, and he's going to pick up plenty enough for the first down. So a nice quick throw there by Reed, right on target. Maldonado gets north-south, picks up 5 yards and a Bulldog first down. Again, you see those 2 nice blocks there by Churchfield and Crawford. Really so important to that wide receiver screen. If you don't have wide receivers that are willing to block, you are not going to have a lot of success with that, but you saw Churchfield and Crawford not afraid to get in there and make a play for their teammate. All right, 3 wide receiver set per usual. Sullivan's still the back. It's going to be Richards in motion. Going to hand it off to Sullivan. He's going to try and bounce it outside. He's got a nice block there by Brown at the wide receiver. Again, some great blocking by the Bulldog wide receivers allows Sullivan to get out for about a gain of 9 there. Bring up another 2nd and 1. We take a look at the replay. Again, watch number 2 there, Alex Brown, that wide receiver in the slot. Gets a good piece there, allows Sullivan to get the edge, pick up. Okay, so they're just going to give him 8. They're going to give him 8, not quite 9. So 2nd and 2 now coming up for Baker. Again, a big drive here for the Bulldogs. Although it's early, you'd really love to get some points on the board here. All right, Reed's going to roll right, looking for Churchfield. Nice throw, nice catch. Hayden Churchfield, ball comes out, but he's going to be, it's going to go out of bounds. It will clearly be enough for a first down there. It looks like it's going to be about a gain of 18 yards. In Churchfield there, the nice 6-7 yard out. You saw the ball come out there, but it did go out of bounds. So it returns to the last team who possessed it. All right, so 1st and 10 now. They're down at the 11. Looks like we got a quick timeout here by the Gladiators. Yes. Okay, so we'll take a quick break while they're in timeout and be right back. All right, here. So just finishing up the tight end, Gladstone coming back out. A little comparison of these 2 schools, both enrollment over 500. For the Gladiators, they're sitting at about 566 for their 9 through 12 enrollment. The Bulldogs currently crossing the 500 mark for the first time, in a while. We're up to 503 in grades 9 through 12. All right. Back to some action here. 1st and 10. They're going to put the ball back at the 16, not quite the 11 here. But Reed's going to give a quick pitch to Brown, see if he can get on the outside. Nope. Always tough when you run that sweep to the near side. Doesn't quite get you as much room there. So Brown's going to be stopped really for no gain. Not a loss, but no gain either. So 2nd and 10 here for the Bulldogs. All right. Yep, the Gladiators pretty much predominantly in their 4-3 defense. The quarterback, J.D. Self, the single safety up top. For the Bulldogs, Reed, few steps. Looking for the tight end, Richards. Ball's bounced up in the air. And number 2 interception for J.D. Self, the quarterback. His 2nd of the game. The tip there, I believe, was by number 22, Colton Kalowski. Let me double-check here on the replay who got a hand on that. Looks like, actually, check that. It's going to be number Yeah, 5 with the interception. Couldn't quite see who had the initial breakup. So my apologies to him, but a great job there by the defensive back. Reed there was looking for Richards, the tight end, coming across the middle. But again, thrown into a little bit of coverage there, and if the ball isn't perfect, that sort of thing can happen. But we'll see if the Bulldogs can keep them at bay here on the third possession for the Gladiators. Self under center. Going to be Meyer in the backfield. Kowalski coming around the end. He's going to get the ball. Colton Kowalski. Nice running there. He's not going down easy. Finally brought down by a pack of dogs for a first down, though, for the Gladiators. A nice 10-yard run there by the senior Colton Kowalski. Looks like we got another timeout here from Baker, so we'll take another short timeout and be right back.
Here in Eastern Oregon, we're blessed to live in such a wonderful area. And though it may seem mild-mannered, there's actually quite a lot that goes on in this area. And apparently, there's 2 dinguses who happen to be here that are actually crazy enough to get up at the crack of dawn to talk about it. Tune into AM Live on EOA with Brent and Doddsy, featuring special guests, weather, sports, news, and more, every Tuesday and Thursday at 8 a.m., only on EOA Live, your connection to Eastern Oregon, now on Roku.
All right, back here, and while we're waiting for the conclusion of the timeout, let me highlight another one of our great sponsors. Again, without these sponsors, this coverage all year would not be possible. So let's highlight Gray's West Funeral Home. Gray's West and Company, man, their Pioneer Chapel is renowned now after more than 90 years of excellence. They provide unparalleled personal service, unmatched facilities, and guaranteed value to every family that calls upon their family. They're located right here in Baker City, 1500 Dewey Avenue. You can give them a call, 541-523-3677, or visit grayswestco.com. All right, self under center. Kowalski again gets the handoff. Going to be brought down after a short gain of about 4 there by the Bulldogs. I think Maldonado, yeah, Maldonado with the tackle there for Baker. Wasn't sure if it was Maldonado or Brown. So, bring up 2nd and 6 now for the Gladiators. Again, up 13. If you're just joining us, they had a pair of touchdown runs on their first and second drive, a 64-yard run and a 12-yard run after a self-interception. Got a flag here. Looks like we got offsides on the Bulldogs lined up in the neutral zone there. So that 5-yard penalty, it won't give the Gladiators a first down, but I think it's going to make it about 2nd and 1. For the Bulldogs, they got 2 high safeties at the moment, Brown and Crawford. Then Combs, the cornerback on the outside here. This time it's going to be given to Noah Meyer, number 11. He's the one that had the 64-yard run on their first drive, and he picks up a first down easily there with a nice 14-yard carry. Again, the Gladiators getting a hole there, creating a hole on the Baker Bulldog defensive line, and that kind of allows the running back to get to the second level there, make a few men miss, and pick up a nice first down. So for the Bulldogs, they're going to need to try and pinch that inner line, make them kind of go out and around if necessary. Yep, they're moving Intrican inside now. He was outside, so he's inside, trying to make a little bit of a difference on that inside run. Going to hand off up and around. Kowalski now. He's going to be met in the backfield and brought down by number 4, Daniel Maldonado, with a big play for the Bulldogs. Check out this replay again. You're going to see number 4, Daniel Maldonado, sees him bounce outside, grabs, and he's not letting go. So Kowalski dropped for a loss of about 4. It's going to bring up a 2nd and 14 for the Gladiators. We're under 4 minutes in the first quarter now. See Self there looking over to the sidelines to get the play from their coach. All right, so split back, Self under center, Kowalski and Meyer. Going to give it to Kowalski. He's going to try and find some room. Doesn't see much there. Nice job by the Bulldogs. Ball came out, but they're going to rule him down. He was definitely down before the ball came out, so it'll stay with the Gladiators after about a gain of 3. So we'll have 3rd and 11 coming up here. Ball's at about the 41 now of the Gladiators. The drive started back right about the 11-yard line after Self's second interception of the game. So 3rd and 11, we'll see if the Gladiators decide to put it in the air. Their receiver up to the top of the screen there, you see, is number 34, Jay Schmidt. Meyer and Kolowski in the backfield. They're going to do double fake, and Self going to roll to the right. He's hitting Meyer out of the backfield. He's got a lot of room before he's finally brought down after a gain of 14, enough for a first down. Great tackle there by number 15 for the Bulldogs, Braden Anderson there. If he doesn't make that tackle, that could be a touchdown. So great open field tackle there by Anderson, able to corral Kowalski. I've been saying that wrong the whole time. If you're a Gladiator fan out there or a Gladstone, my sincerest apologies. I was just looking at it, and for some reason, I'm like, Kowalski. How come I'm not saying that correctly? So my mistake there. We'll get that right the rest of the game. All right. So, as we said, Kowalski, the single back in the backfield. They're going to give it to him off the left side. Patient runner. Makes a few men miss. Bulldogs swarming. He will get a decent gain of about 5 there. So Kowalski, so they're getting it right there. Nice run here off the left side, making his way. Again, you can tell he's a patient runner. Waits for his blocks to get set up. He's got good vision, finds the hole, bounces straight up. But the Bulldogs, much improved run defense to begin for this drive after their first 2. So you love to see that for the Bulldogs making some good adjustments. They're going to go back to Kowalski. He's going to try and cut back against the grain. He's got enough for a first down, making his way all the way down to the 25 before he's brought down after a gain of 17 yards. See on this replay here, again, his patience. He's waiting, sees the hole, bounces through, bounces it outside. Nice job going against the grain. So that'll bring up 1st and 10 now for the Gladiators. Just about a minute to go here in the first quarter. So the Gladiators sticking with the 1-back set. Kowalski. Going to give him to the right. He's going to try and get it outside. He's got a nice block there by his wide receiver, and he might go. Yes, he's reaching that ball. I think he got in the end zone. Wait for the signal. Yes, that's going to be touchdown number 3 for the Gladiators and number 2 for Kowalski. He had a 12-yarder on the previous drive. Here he's going to add with a 25-yard rush. So after the last mixed extra point, we'll see if the Gladiators elect to go for it. It looks like they're going to go for 2 here. Again, you'd imagine some sort of run. Again, single back, Kowalski. Ugh. Again, if I'm the Bulldogs, I'm just bringing everyone on the snap. There it is, and perfect. Nicely done by Baker. 2-point conversion, no good. So that's going to leave the score at 19-0. And with just 47 seconds left in the half, let's just keep it right here as we're going to have to go to a commercial here momentarily. But while we're here, let me highlight our next amazing sponsor. Again, if you've been with us all season, the reason why these games can be broadcast, all the home Baker games, all the home LeGrand games, and all the home Pendleton games, the sole reason are these businesses that choose to sponsor these kids, really, and create this opportunity for them. So our third sponsor is going to be OTEC. Your friends at Oregon Trail Co-op want to help power your future. That's right. Whether you're interested in becoming a lineman, learning a trade, or attending college, OTEC has scholarships which might be right for you. There's even a 4-year scholarship which pays for all tuition and fees at EOU. You can visit OTEC online at otec.coop/scholarships to learn more. And as someone associated with the Baker School District, I know every year they are awarding scholarships to Baker graduates, both anywhere from linemen to culinary school to EOU, and we certainly appreciate all they do for our region. All right, the Gladiators set to kick here. Again, Norby, a little bit of a pooch kick here. Going to get Combs on the run. He's got a little bit of a room. It's a nice seam up the middle. If he can make a man miss, he might get going. Gavin Combs, number 5, the sophomore, a huge return all the way down to the 56. Nicely done. Take a look at this replay again. He had the benefit of being able to catch the ball on the run, gets him going forward, and the Bulldogs create a great seam up the middle there. Nice vision by Combs. He just like 1 or 2 steps more, he gets through there. But he's able to really carry those guys for another 6 or 7 yards after contact. So another great return. Previous great return by Crawford on the last kickoff. Set the Bulldogs up in good position. Not as good as this field position, so we'll see if Baker can take advantage. Again, 3 wide receiver set. We're going Churchfield, Richards the tight end, kind of in the slot. Then Brown up top and Maldonado, Sullivan in the backfield. Hand it off to Sullivan. Doesn't really have much room there. He's going to be stopped for a loss of about 1.5. They're going to make it 2. So we'll go 2nd and 12 here. See the clock running. That might be the last play of the first quarter. We'll see if the Bulldogs get one more in. I think they are. They got Crawford running the play in now. You know, on defense, the Gladiators have been led by their starting quarterback, J.D. Self, with 2 interceptions. He's the high safety in the middle of the field there. Reed drops back. He's going to get looking for Crawford over the middle, a little bit behind him. Passes incomplete with 0.4 seconds left. So we will have one more play here in the first quarter. It's going to be 3rd and 13. If you're Baker here coming out 3rd and 13, it would be great to pick up the entire first down, but what you'd love to do is be able to pick up like 7, 8 yards here and make it a much more manageable 4th down. Reed going to go quarterback run off the left side. Got Sullivan out there blocking for him. He's able to pick up about 4 yards. It'll be it's a bit more closer to 3. So I think that's going to bring up 4th and 10 as we head to the second quarter. We'll take a short break and be right back after this.
Welcome to Creating Memories for Disabled Children at beautiful Palawa Lake, Oregon. Over the years, we have offered families of children with disabilities a free vacation at our beautiful camp properties. At Creating Memories, these families are able to relax in the knowledge that their child is loved and that their efforts are seen. We are Creating Memories for Disabled Children, and our mission is to do just that.
All right, we are back here for 4th and 10. They switched ends here to begin the second quarter. 3 wide receiver set. Crawford in the slot, the top of the screen. Maldonado at the bottom, Churchfield up top. Reed rolls to his right. Looks like he's looking for Churchfield. Oh, going to be another interception, though. Going to be number 12, I believe. Again, you'll see Reed here. He's going to roll out. He's looking for Churchfield at the top of the screen. He sees the in-cut, and he definitely has his man beat, but he didn't see the other cornerback kind of coming off there to make the interception. So another nice play there by the Gladstone defense. Their 3rd interception of the game. So for their 4th possession, we'll see what the Gladiators elect to do as they begin the second quarter here. Interestingly enough, these schools have a little bit of history together. Most recently, they met. Their girls' varsity basketball teams met in the state championship, not last year, but the year before, in which Baker was able to come away with the win there in a hard-fought game. It was clear that year that both of those teams were the two best teams in the state, and a hard-fought match there. Mayer, with the first down run. He picks up about 8. And it might have been Mayer there that made the previous interception. Could have been Mayer or Stayskell. All right, so 2nd and 2 now coming up. They're on the 23, their own 23 here for the Gladiators. Self under center, the split back formation here. So in the backfield right now, they got number 41. We're going to roll with Self coming out to the left side, see if he can meet a couple people. He's able to break a couple tackles there before he's brought down. Looks like we might have an injury there. So Self is going to pick up plenty enough for the first down. We'll take a quick commercial break while they attend to the player and be back after this.
Here in Eastern Oregon, we're blessed.
All right, so back here out of the timeout. Good news there. The injured player was able to walk off under his own power. Like to see that. But it's first down for the Gladiators now on the 32 here with just under 11 minutes to go in the second quarter. Again, that split back formation. They're going to go with a handoff there to number 40. Who, interestingly enough, I don't have on their roster. So, can't give you the name at the moment. But he'll be able to pick up about a yard here, so we'll go 2nd and 9 here for the Gladiators on their 4th possession. Coach, you see there in the picture, relaying the signs to the quarterback, the senior quarterback, J.D. Self. For the as far as the teams that the Bulldogs have played, Gladstone under center most of the time. A bit of a change, as most quarterbacks at this time are going for the shotgun. They got a double reverse here for, looks like, number 12. That's going to be a senior Garrett Stayskell. He's going to have plenty enough for a first down there after a gain of, might be close to 20. Check out the replay here. They're going to hand it off, look to go right. Then they're getting a guy coming across, going left, to give him the handoff. Get some misdirection there. Brought down, as you see, by Maldonado on the tackle for the Bulldogs. So another first down for Gladstone. In Baker territory now at the 47-yard line. All right, in the backfield, you got number 46, Christian Davis, and as well, I believe, Mayer. Yep, they're going to give it to Noah Mayer. He's brought down, but we got not a late flag, but a flag coming in at the end of the play. We'll see what the call is going to be. Bulldogs are signaling that it's on the Gladiators. Yeah, so they're talking, basically asking whether or not they want to accept the penalty or decline it. I imagine they'll accept. Yeah. So it's going to be holding there on the Gladiators. The Bulldogs are going to elect to push them back. So that'll bring up, I believe, 2nd and 20. Or excuse me, 1st and 20. All right. Again, for the Gladiators, the only wide receiver on the field right now, 13, Stephen Fielder at the bottom of the screen. Gladstone able to get the Bulldogs a little jump. And that's the second time the Bulldogs have been flagged for a neutral zone infraction there. Always tough having those mental mistakes, but luckily the Gladiators had their holding penalty, so they're still behind the chains. 1st and 15 here. Well, looks like the Gladiators are going to give it right back as so a false start there, 5-yard penalty. They'll move them back. 1st and 20. We'll try this again.
We're back to 1st and 20.
All right, in the backfield now with Self is going to be Davis and Meyer. Going to give it to Meyer around the middle, but he slips there. He's going to be brought down for a loss of 2. So it'll be 2nd and 22 now for the Gladiators on their 4th possession. Just about to 8 minutes to go here in the first half. Clock is running.
Correction, 2nd and 22.
All right, so the Gladiators come out now. 2 wide receivers. Okay, maybe looking to pass. We'll see. Self under center, the single back, Meyer behind him. They're going to give it to him off the right side, see if he can get the edge. He's able to get a little bit, then brought down there both by Brown and Sullivan for the Bulldogs. Some good action right in front of us. So he picks up about a gain of 9. It's going to bring up 3rd and 14. See Brown there going low, and Sullivan finishes off the tackle for Baker. All right, so a big 3rd and 14 here for the Bulldogs. They'd love to get a stop, maybe a kick in terms of a punt. But if you're the Gladiators, I imagine if they can get about 10 yards, 8 or 10 yards, they'll probably go for it on 4th down, given the success that they've had so far. All right, single back set with Meyer. Fielder at the bottom of the screen. They're going to give it to Meyer. He's brought down in the backfield there by number 16. Colton Lucian makes a big play for the Bulldogs. So that'll bring up 4th and 16. Again, you'll see Lucian here at the end of the line there. Is able to beat his man and brings Meyer down. So the Gladiators are going to be forced to punt for the first time tonight. Norby, their place kicker, also serving as the punter. For the Bulldogs, they're going to send Crawford deep to receive. Bulldogs look like they're setting up for a bit of a return here. Norby, good kick, good hang time. A little bit short, though. He's going to get a bad bounce, but you saw there, Brown is going to be flagged for a block in the back. There's another flag on the far side of the field, which also might go against the Bulldogs. So we'll see what the call is going to be here. We could have a block in the back and a holding. All right, so the block in the back is declined. The holding is accepted. Didn't really matter which they did. Both are a 10-yard penalty. So the Bulldogs will take over now on their fourth possession. 1st and 10 on the 23. So with just about 6 minutes to go here in the first half, we'll see if the Bulldogs can put a drive together, put some points on the board, get a little momentum going into halftime. Their usual 3 wide receiver set. Churchfield at the top of the screen. Crawford and Maldonado at the bottom. Sullivan in the backfield. Richards in motion. Going to give it to Sullivan. He's got a nice hole there. Bounces it up inside. He's able to get a few more yards there. Nice running by the senior running back, Jimmy Sullivan. Picks up a solid 5. This replay, you can look at that nice hole there for Sullivan. He tries to cut back against the grain, gets hit, drags the guys a few more yards, and picks up 5. So 2nd and 5 now for Baker. A little bit of a tight formation for the Bulldogs. Reed's going to roll right, looking for Churchfield. Got him on the nice out, and he's going to be brought down after about a gain of 10. So, plenty for a first down now. The Bulldogs going to get the ball at about the 37, 38-yard line. Yep, 38. Get kind of a staple there for the Bulldog offense as far as the quarterback roll right, kind of looking for the wide receiver at the top of the screen on the out. That was Churchfield. Nicely executed there by Reed as well. All right, Reed's going to hand it off to Sullivan. Not a lot of room, so he tries to bounce it outside. Ooh, nice cut there by Sullivan. Able to avoid a tackle in the backfield. He picks up about a gain of 3 there. And if you look at this replay, you'll see a nice cut as he goes. He bounces it outside, then whoop, cuts it back up the middle there. Picks up a gain of 3, so it'll be 2nd and 7 for Baker. Again, those small gains on 1st and 2nd down, although they don't seem super exciting, are going to be important for this Bulldog offense, as all the turnovers have been on passes down the field. So if they kind of chunk their way a little bit, they have success. We'll see what Reed can do here on 2nd and 7. He looks right. He's going to throw, looking for Churchfield. Pass broken up there by number 13, Stephen Fielder. Almost had a 4th interception of the game there for the Gladiators. Again, Reed started the year as the JV quarterback. So the freshman, about halfway through the year, forced up to varsity after the broken arm injury to Jake during the Pendleton game. All right, 3rd and 7. See if the Bulldogs get a first down, or at least close. Looks like we're going to go a little speed option there. Reed able to get the pitch to Sullivan, who takes a few hits. He's not going to have enough for the first down, but he does pick up 3. So we'll be 4th and 5. Again, a dangerous pitch here by Reed, but nicely executed. Does a fake pick, gives it to Sullivan. So now 4th and 5. It looks like the Bulldogs are going to go for it. All right, so a big play here for the Bulldogs. 4th and 4. 3 wide receivers. Top of the screen is Churchfield. Brown in the slot. Maldonado at the bottom of the screen. Sullivan now to the right. Richards the tight end. Reed is rolling right. Their staple play to Churchfield. He's got a lot of room there in front. Hayden Churchfield breaks a few tackles. Finally going to be brought down at the 23. A flag thrown there at the end. It may have been a face mask. Could not see from my vantage point, but the flag comes in. Churchfield makes his way all the way down to the 22. So a 34-yard catch and run there for Baker, assuming it stands, and it is. They're going ahead to bringing the chains down the field. We'll get the call here from the white hat. Again, a great read there. Boom. Churchfield makes a nice cut, makes one man miss, breaks the tackle, and then finally brought down there by a couple of Gladiators. Oh, the penalty is going to be assessed to Baker. I couldn't quite hear.
It was about 10. It was a spot foul, so remains first down.
Okay, so it's going to be a block in the back. Must have been right when he made the cut upfield. So anyway, going to be brought back. So still a first down for the Bulldogs. They're at the Gladiator 37-yard line. 3 minutes to go here in the first half. Reed, 3-step drop. Going to look deep over the middle for Crawford. He's got it. Big hit, though, by the Gladiators. Crawford unable to hold on there. That's always a tough hit there when you're going up in the air and you get hit right in the lower back. Crawford bounces up, so we like to see that. He's okay. Nice throw there by Reed. But it's still going to bring up 2nd and 10. All right, so 2nd and 10 if you're the Bulldogs here. You'd like to, get even 4 or 5 yards, make it a short 3rd down here, maybe a little wide receiver screen or something. Richards in motion, the tight end. Going to go a pitch to the left to Sullivan. He's got a little bit of room outside. Breaks 1 tackle and able to get upfield. Picks up a nice gain of 5 there by Sullivan. So a good gain on 2nd down, a manageable 3rd down here. Again, the pitch to Sullivan. Able to break that 1 tackle. Gets north-south. We got a late flag here. Was just thrown. We'll see what that is going to entail. It was thrown well after the play had ended, so some extracurricular there. Not sure which side is going to get punished. All right, so offsetting personal fouls there. So the play will count because that was after.
Play stands. Down is 3. 3rd and 4.
See where they end up spotting the ball. Looks like it's going to be about 3rd and 6. They move it to the 33 there.
Correction. Ball was moved back to the original line of scrimmage. 3rd and 6.
All right, so a big down here for the Bulldogs. Undoubtedly, you're in 4-down territory here with the clock getting to 2 minutes. Reed, the quarterback in shotgun. Churchfield, top of the screen. Crawford in the slot. Wellman, the running back. Reed's going to look deep for Crawford. Not going to be there, though. So that's going to bring up a 4th and 6 now for the Bulldogs. Again, you don't mind them taking a shot every so often, but
And 6.
like to get a little rhythm here for Reed with some short passes. Again, we've got a good complement of receivers who have made some plays in the open field tonight. Again, we saw Crawford on the return. He's made a couple of good catches. Maldonado on the wide receiver screen was able to get upfield. On the kick return, Gavin Combs able to make a big return as well. So see if we can get some guys in space and let them run. 4th and 6 for the Bulldogs. Churchfield, the top of the screen. Reed going deep, throwing it up to Brown, and going to be broken up, and that's actually a benefit to the Gladiators that it wasn't intercepted, as that will improve their field position. So the 4th turnover for the Bulldogs, this one on downs after 3 through the air. And with 1:53 to go in the first half, I would imagine, given the fact that the Bulldogs will receive the kick out of halftime, that the Gladiators will certainly look to try and put some more points on the board. Moreover, if you were with us at the beginning of the game, I noted it seemed to me, just based on what I saw during warm-ups, that they have a pretty good place kicker, especially for high school, the senior Robbie Norby. So even if they can get to field goal range, I'd imagine they'd give him a shot to put it through the uprights. All right, Self, the senior quarterback, under center, Kowalski in the backfield. He's going to get the handoff up the middle. Some tough running, breaks a couple tackles there. He bounces it outside. This could be trouble. Ooh, he's lucky for the Bulldogs there. He trips up himself, crossing the 50. But a big gain for the Gladiators. Another first down. Kowalski here again breaks through those two tackles, bounces it outside, and then he's tripped up by the 49-yard line. So lucky there for the Bulldogs, but a gain of 16 for the Gladiators as they come out here. 1:35 to go here in the half. Self's going to hand it off to Kowalski. Makes a few people miss. Got another first down and pushed out of bounds, but we got a flag coming in here. Flag is in the defensive backfield, but it could be holding. It looks like it's going to be a hold on the Gladiators. Take a look at the replay here. Again, another great run by Kowalski. And I think we're going to get the hold right there on the ground there that pulled 75 down. That's what they're going to call. But it is a spot foul, so we'll see. Doesn't seem like they're going to lose too much yardage. In fact, they may even gain 2 yards. This might be 1st and 8, actually. Yeah, so it's going to be 1st and 8. Again, the hold occurred 12 yards downfield, so it's 10 yards from the spot of the foul. Replay the down. 1st and 8 now. Clock running, 1:20 to go in the half. Another flag. They get the ball out to Kowalski again. He gets out of bounds to stop the clock. We'll see what this flag is for. It's closer to the line of scrimmage. You can see it there next to the official. Could have been some illegal formation. Maybe not enough men on the line. We'll see what they say. Yeah, so they're going to legal procedure, not enough men on the line. Got to have 7 people on the line. The coach isn't happy about it for Gladstone, arguing that he had 2 tight ends, one on the far side of the field. So they're talking about it now. We'll see if they...
There's also 50 tickets for the drug and alcohol-free senior graduation party. You'll see seniors carrying around.
Again, just kind of waiting for a final decision here from the officials. They haven't placed the ball yet, so we're not even sure where we're going. Okay, so the penalty is going to stand. They're going to walk it off. That's just a 5-yard penalty. They'll replay first down. So it'll be 1st and 13. So interestingly enough, on this drive, we get a 1st and 8 and a 1st and 13. You don't see that too often. Obviously, you'd only see that in high school football where it's from the spot of the foul. All right, though. They're going to hand the Gladiators are going to hand it off to Kowalski. He's able to drag a man for a good 10 yards. Clock is running. They're going to call their this will be their second time out for the Gladiators. Nice job by their Kowalski, and we'll take a quick 30-second break and be right back as they wait.
Welcome to Creating Memories for Disabled Children at beautiful Wallowa Lake, Oregon. Over the years, we have offered families of children with disabilities a free vacation at our beautiful camp properties. At Creating Memories, these families are able to relax in the knowledge that their child is loved and that their efforts are seen. We are Creating Memories for Disabled Children, and our mission is to do just that.
All right, so we're back here just waiting for the teams to come out of the timeout. 50 seconds to go. It's going to be 2nd and 3 out of the timeout for the Gladiators. All right, so the Gladiators are going to come out now, an empty set shotgun. The senior J.D. Self, the quarterback. Going to do a little quarterback draw here. They split the Bulldogs out. Self able to get upfield, picks up enough for the first down, so that'll stop the clock while they set the chains. An 8-yard gain for Self. They're down to the 36. All right, so they're going quick here. Self under center, Kowalski the back. And hand it off to Kowalski, see if he can pick up a handful of yards. Brought down nicely there by the Bulldogs. All right, so the Gladiators are going to call their third and final timeout now with 29 seconds to go. Out of the timeout, it'll be 2nd and 6. Let's take a quick 30-second break. Be right back. All right, as we get set here for 2nd and 7 with 29 seconds to go in the half, the Gladiators, I believe, according to my stats here, are going to be out of timeouts at this point. I think that was their third timeout they just called. They called one in the first quarter and then 2 here, kind of back-to-back plays. So they're going to set up in shotgun with Self, Kowalski to his right. At the bottom of the screen is going to be Chance Brown. Fielder at the top, I believe. Self's going to look down the middle for his big tight end. Incomplete. So that'll bring up 3rd and 7 there. The intended receiver was big tight end number 84, Aiden Logan. All right, so 3rd and 7 here, ball on the 33. Empty set for the Gladiators. Self in the backfield. Going to roll right. Looking maybe for Kowalski. Someone looking go deep now. Going to be... Oh, they're going to rule him inbounds. Okay. Let's take a look at the replay. You can make your own judgment on that. But either way, they're going to rule it a catch and a first down to the 17-yard line for the Gladiators. Clock stopped, 18 seconds to go. Self going to roll left. Doesn't see anything. He bounces back right. He's got a lot of room. He might be able to make it in himself. Nope. Brown's going to come over, try and stop him from getting in the end zone. Looks like they're going to mark him out just short, about the 1. So the clock is stopped, 7.4 seconds to go. Take a look at the replay here. Again, Self is going to roll left, doesn't see anything, comes back right, got a ton of green grass, and Alex Brown there, the senior quarterback, saves a tackle by getting him out of bounds at the 1. All right, so a tackle inbounds now by the Bulldogs would end the half. This probably is the last play of the game unless they're going to go with a throw. And if you're the Bulldogs, you just got to send everybody you imagine at this point. We'll see Self under center. Kowalski in the backfield. They're just going to sneak it. And he's in. So a nicely done 2-minute drive by the Gladiators. End up scoring the touchdown with 5 minutes to go on the clock. Pretty good. A little bit of an assist down there on the call in/out of bounds. And they're going to go for the kick to try and make it 26-0 here heading into halftime. Again, the Bulldogs will receive the kick out of half. Kick up, and this one's good. All right, so 26-0 Gladiators. We'll just keep it right here. We're going to wait for the kick, maybe one play after that, and we'll go to halftime. Yeah, so let's go ahead and highlight another one of our final sponsors here. Well, let's just kind of talk about EOA Network. They're kind of this nice little thing. I don't know if you've heard of us, but by going to EOA.network, you can find all the locations where EOA Live content can be found. There's also a place where you can donate to EOA as an appreciation of being able to see this content for free. Your support and the support of the sponsors are what make these games possible. So everything donated goes straight to EOA Network to help continue their effort to broadcast high school sports around the region. I believe tonight as well we are broadcasting the LeGrand home game as they're taking on the undefeated Crook County Cowboys at this same time. Try and get an update on the score at half and bring that to you. All right, so we'll see what the Bulldogs can do on a kick. They've had some success on returns. We'll see what the Gladiators do, if they might squib it or something here. And just going to do a little poochie kick to the outside. It'll probably go out of bounds. That's for them. They don't mind. The Bulldogs will have one play here.
35-yard line, first and 10, Bulldogs.
All right, we'll see. I'm not quite sure what's going on here. 5.5 seconds to go. We'll see what the Bulldogs decide to do.
I believe he placed at the 37-yard line, first and 10, Bulldogs.
All right, reading the shotgun. Richard comes in motion. Just going to hand it off to Sullivan. Picks up about 4 yards, and he's brought down. That'll be the end of the first half. The Gladiators coming in 26-0 here on senior night for the Bulldogs. We will take a break here for halftime. Come on back, join us for the second half action. Again, thank you all so much for joining us. Whether we're in Portland, Gladstone area, or around here in Eastern Oregon, appreciate you watching. We'll be back for second half action after this.
Welcome to Creating Memories for Disabled Children at beautiful Wallowa Lake, Oregon. Over the years, we have offered families of children with disabilities a free vacation at our beautiful camp properties. At Creating Memories, these families are able to relax in the knowledge that their child is loved and that their efforts are seen. We are Creating Memories for Disabled Children, and our mission is to do just that.
Here in Eastern Oregon, we're blessed to live in such a wonderful area, and though it may seem mild-mannered, there's actually quite a lot that goes on in this area. And apparently, there's two dinguses who happen to be here that are actually crazy enough to get up at the crack of dawn to talk about it. Tune into AM Live on EOA with Brent and Dodzy, featuring special guests, weather, sports, news, and more, every Tuesday and Thursday at 8 a.m., only on EOA Live, your connection to Eastern Oregon, now on Roku. Eastern Oregon is full of interesting people, with interesting minds and interesting things to say. Here at EO Live, we're committed to connecting you to these intriguing people with EO Talks. We let our special guests share their ideas and life experiences with deep, open, engaging, and inquisitive conversations. You'll also be informed in depth on some of the most recent and relevant events, issues, and more. EO Talks on EO Live, your connection to Eastern Oregon, now on Roku. EO Live is your connection to Eastern Oregon. Tune in for a variety of engaging and relevant local content. See Brent and Dodzy goof and gab with local guests on EO Live's morning talk show, AM Live. Watch Dodzy on EO Live Sports to get the latest sports information and interviews with local coaches, athletes, and more. On EO Talks, we have intriguing and in-depth conversations with people from around Eastern Oregon. Master Chef Russ Gleason shares delicacies from his golden recipe book on cooking across the hall. Stay in the know about what's happening at the sheriff's office on Keeping It Clear with Cody Bowen. To stay in the loop on local arts and music events, catch the EOA Arts Update with Ricky Joe Hickey. We're available across the board, including Facebook, YouTube, Amazon Fire, and of course, our very own website, EOA.tv. We even have our own Roku channel with 24/7 live streaming content. You can also listen to our shows on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, and many other popular podcast apps. EOA Live, your connection to Eastern Oregon.
Welcome to Creating Memories for Disabled Children at beautiful Wallowa Lake, Oregon. Over the years, we have offered families of children with disabilities a free vacation at our beautiful camp properties. These getaways are a respite for families who often deal with an increased amount of emotional stress, financial hardships, and isolation. Creating Memories, these families are able to relax in the knowledge that their child is loved and that their efforts are seen. Since 2018, we have completed a cabin renovation every 2 years, continually increasing our capacity to serve. We have fully renovated 3 cabins to become fully accessible lodging for families, including full kitchens and wheelchair-accessible bathrooms. We now turn our focus to the lodge building at the Creating Memories camp. Our vision for the lodge includes gatherings, networking, education, connections, community, and fellowship. We want it to be a place for families to share their struggles and joys, their needs and their knowledge, their setbacks and their celebrations. We are creating memories for disabled children, and our mission is to do just that.
What is up, Eastern Oregon? This is Dodzy with EO Live Sports, and today I'm joined by LHS grad. I cannot believe he's a senior in college. The last time I had him on the show, he was a senior in high school. He's EOU cross-country runner, Christian Mendoza. Christian, how are you?
Good, good. How are you, Dodzy?
It's been 4 years.
Yeah, crazy.
Man, and it was during COVID, you reminded me.
Yep.
So you've never actually been in studio.
No, I
Your
have.
dad's in studio like
all the
every
time.
few months.
Yeah, every once in a while I'll try to watch him.
So a lot has happened between then and now.
Yeah.
We're getting ready for your senior cross country season. I mean, let's talk about that first, but we're going to talk about some other things, like moving into cross. Obviously, there's not much of a break for distance runners at EOU. You go cross country, you go indoor, you go outdoor. You have summer, but you guys run a lot in the summertime as well.
Yep.
What do you expect of yourself this fall?
Yeah, it's not really a whole bunch of what I expect from myself at this point in my career. It's more what I expect from the team. We got such a good group this year. We had such a good group last year and we won, and we have an even better group, I feel like, this year. And I feel like there's a lot of attention leaning towards a lot of different ways, especially from the conference and what they're thinking. But I think we have a really good group, and even the summer hasn't been perfect for a lot of us, but I think by the end of November, early November, we'll start to shine and things will start to look really good. But personally, I think a lot of good things. It's been about 6 months since I started really ramping up running. I was hurt all kind of last year, and then so I'm just excited. I've just been biting at the bone to get back, and this has been an exciting time for sure.
Yeah, last year, was it at Nationals when you lost the shoe?
Yeah, I was at Nationals when I lost the shoe.
How's that happen?
Yeah, no, it was crazy. Yeah, I got about 400 meters into the race, and I knew that somebody and there was a big.
Oh, they flat tired you?
Yeah, and there's like a big group that kind of fell right in front of me, and then somebody kind of just stepped on the shoe, and I kind of had to maneuver and jump over kind of a group. My shoe kind of came off, and then I was like, oh shoot! And it was the craziest thing is Hunter Nichols 2 years prior to that at Fort Vancouver early in the race lost his shoe, and so the night before that I'm talking to him like, oh, you got to be so dumb to lose your shoe. No way you lose your shoe. Like, what's the actual, how could that ever happen and everything? And I'm just joking around with him. And then 400 meters in, lose my shoe. And then Winston Telford, now at Milligan, one of my good buddies, I was like, Winston, I lost my shoe. And so his first thing was pretty much like, well, we're going to get it back. Like, we'll move up, we'll scoot up and everything. Like, we're going to be good. And so, I pretty much just kept it on for about a mile or so, and then after a while I was like, I can't get it back on. I can't do much with it, so I just kind of kicked it off.
And then you finished the race with no shoe?
Yeah, I just did everything I could and just fought as much as I could just with one shoe.
So wait, you kept one on. Do you think it would have been better to just kick the other one off too?
Yeah, probably a little bit, but at that point it's like the only thing you have is to react. Right. You don't have much to think about. You can't, like, to me, I was not going to just grab the shoe, I mean, those shoes are hard to get back on. That probably would have taken me 30 seconds, I'd say.
Yeah.
And I'd been moving quickly to get it back on. Yeah. And so it hit the point where I was like, I just got to go. There's only one thing I can do now is just go. And I mean, obviously it wasn't the best race in the world, but I mean, that was probably the hardest I've ever worked or anything too.
Right.
So.
Do you think that, like, as far as sports-wise, like, in competition, is that the most diversity you've seen?
Yeah, oh, yeah. But I feel like the thing about it is a lot of people, something like that kind of happens, and there's like the two sides of the spectrum of like where people, obviously, mentally the only thing they can do is give up, or they kind of flip the switch and be like, this is exactly what I have, you know? And I just did it whatever I could have done that day, you know, and like I talked to my dad a lot after it and everything, and he was like, well, you may not like love exactly what happened, the circumstances and everything like that, but going forward in life, like that's something you can look back at, like those trials and things like that, like you can look back at it and be like, you know what, I did my absolute best. And so yeah, it sucks. It set me back for a while, and I do think it's a reason I did get injured, especially my foot being all messed up and everything like that. But you know, it is what it is, and it could be a blessing, and it could be you could look at it as a blessing, you could look at it as a bad thing. But I'm trying to look at it as much as I can as
a blessing.
Yeah, a blessing.
Adapt, overcome, move on.
Yep, exactly.
I mean, that's kind of how, especially in sports, especially at the college level, that's how you have to be.
Yep.
Like you can't just sit on something that happened, you know, last year. Otherwise, it'll affect you this year.
Yep.
So you talked about the team. What's your guys' goals this fall?
And you know, that's the coolest thing really about this team is we have such this wonderful like blue collar approach to everything. Nothing we do is really, we're going out of Oregon, we're going out of Washington. We really just recruit kind of here, and everything we have is around this general area. And so it's like we know this is it. We're not going out and we're getting anybody kind of special. Like, this is our group, and so I think that's why we are so tight at times. But like when it comes to what we're trying to really achieve, it's obviously get back and hopefully win another conference title and be the best we can possibly be. But it's the biggest thing with this group is just trying to stay persistent, because we've been on both sides of the equation or spectrum, and we've came third or fourth at in the national poll, and then we went to conference and we kind of like crapped the bed, and then the next year end up winning it after everybody kind of was like, oh, not too sure if we'd win it and everything.
Right.
Which
was last year.
Yep. And so now this year, I think it's a lot of like humble grounds, humble beginnings. We don't exactly know what's going to happen, but we do have, like I said, that blue collar approach, and we know that we're a tough group, and we'll get through everything together.
Yeah. Well, so you guys are ranked 7th in the country in the national poll, and then you came in tied with C of I in the coaches poll, which is, I mean, I can respect that. I think that they nailed it. I mean, they hit it right on the head.
Yeah, C of I is a great team. Yeah.
Both nationally, and I mean, I was talking with Ben earlier, and I would say like top 5 should be a goal for us nationally.
Yeah.
Like that would be. That's
absolutely
respectable.
Absolutely.
And obviously, you're going into that wanting to win a national championship. You have to.
Yep.
But I think when it comes to like, when you look at it from a realistic point of view, top 5 is a great spot for us to end up.
No, and that's the thing. We've all these past 2 years of like, because I mean, my freshman year we weren't much, and then we became kind of something, and then we won a conference title in a really deep conference, and then we're like, this is us now. Like, we have to set that tone now. And this year it's kind of like we're trying to just repeat like that same thought process. But when it does come to national polls, just placing top 5 would be amazing. Becoming a trophy team would probably be the biggest thing.
Oh, that'd
It'd be awesome. And you know, it's all at this point, for a lot of it's for Ben. A lot of it's for ourselves, but a lot of it's for Ben, especially what he's done for us. And like I said, Ben didn't do any fancy schmancy way of recruiting or anything. He's here. He's here. He gets depth. He gets guys that want to work hard, and we all respect that, and we respect the crap out of Ben, and we really want to pretty much just give him exactly what he deserves, especially at this point in his career.
So let's talk about you a little bit here. The last 4 years. Do you ever get tired of running?
Yeah, and I think that's the.
No, I mean, be honest. Yes,
I totally do, and it's one of those sports. It's just the amount of this ground and pound and everything, and
hard on your knees, it's hard on everything.
Yeah, exactly, and the only thing that really keeps you in it, especially at this point, is your friends and your teammates, and a lot of that social aspect, and it's.
Welcome to Creating Memories for Disabled Children at beautiful Wallowa Lake, Oregon. Over the years, we have offered families of children with disabilities a free vacation at our beautiful camp properties. At Creating Memories, these families are able to relax in the knowledge that their child is loved and that their efforts are seen. We are Creating Memories for Disabled Children, and our mission is to do just that.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Getting set here for second half kickoff between the Gladiators and the Bulldogs. The Bulldogs are going to be set to receive the opening kickoff. They're looking to put some points on the board here. Coming out on this drive, get a little momentum going. All right, so coming back into this, the Gladiators have had 4 touchdowns. You see there by the score of 26. They are all touchdown runs. Their first possession, they had a 64-yard touchdown run by Noah Meyer. Then Colton Kowalski had 2 touchdown runs of 12 yards and 25. And then the senior quarterback, J.D. Self, snuck in for a 1-yard touchdown with 5 seconds to go in the first half. A missed extra point and a missed 2-point attempt is how we get the score at 26. All right, we are ready for some second half action here. Norby set to kick for Gladstone. Deep to receive is going to be Combs and Crawford for Baker. Short kick. See if Combs can grab it on a run. He can. Do a little bounce it out to the left. He's got a lot of green grass out there. Few Gladiators in pursuit. He's finally going to be pushed out at the Gladiator 37, 38-yard line. So his second nice return there by the Bulldogs number 5, Gavin Combs, a sophomore. He's able to pick it up. He sees some room, gets some nice blocking, bounces it out the left side there. And finally brought down there by number 25. That's going to be Nader Rasuli, a freshman for Gladstone. All right, so the Bulldogs all set here on their first possession of the second half, 1st and 10, ball on the 38. So a little bit of a tight set here. Churchfield at the bottom of the screen. Richards the tight end. Crawford in the slot. Maldonado at the top of the screen. Sullivan the running back. 3-step drop. Cross across the middle is going to be intercepted. Going to be tipped up in the air and then finally intercepted by number 13, Stephen Fielder. Stephen Fielder, so the 4th interception of the game for the Gladiators. Take a look here. Looks like Reed was going for Richards there, just didn't see the under coverage that stepped in front. So after a quick play, the Gladiators are going to take over. 1st and 10, they're on the 36. Looking to add to their total. All right, in the backfield, going to be number 22, Colton Kowalski. Self under center, handed it up the middle. Going to be stopped by Sullivan and Intrikin there after a gain of 1. So we'll have 2nd and 9 for the Gladiators.
Second and 9.
All right, so they're set for 2nd and 9. Kowalski in the backfield. Going to get the run off the left side, then tries to cut it back up. It's going to be brought down there by a pack of dogs after a gain of 3. So it's going to be 3rd and 6 here. Nice job there by Entrikin getting off the block. Sullivan comes in to help him out. And a big 1st and 2nd down play there for the defense of the Bulldogs. Bulldogs coming out, kind of their same 2 down linemen, 2 outside linebackers, and 2 safeties deep. Going to hand it off to Kowalski to the left side, not able to get anything there. First penetration by Maldonado, and then finally brought down firmly by Isaac Berry, number 57 there on the defensive line. So it's going to bring up 4th and a long 3. I imagine the Gladiators are going to be going for it. Looks like to be the case. So a big play here for the Bulldogs after a tough interception on the first play of the second half. Love to get a stop here, and then you're right back where you started. No harm on the interception. We'll see what they can do. Kowalski in the backfield, 2 tight end set, 2 receivers for the Gladiators. We're going to have to Kowalski. He's going to bounce it out to the left. Got some tough running. Able to get enough for a first down, though. Going to be brought down at the 49, so a first down for the Gladiators. You're going to see here the Bulldogs had a couple chances to get him down a little bit, but by the time Braden Anderson makes the tackle, he's already had enough for the first down. Anderson, the safety there, coming down from his safety spot. If you're the Bulldogs, you might start creeping down the safeties a little bit. They're sticking with the too high look. Still with just 7 in the box. Kowalski, the handoff. And tries to bounce it outside. Brought down there by Entrikin. Again, the big senior, Christopher Entrikin, having himself a game on the D and offensive line, creating holes and filling up holes on defense. So that's going to bring up 2nd and 8 now. Ball across midfield into Bulldog territory on the 49. Self going to come out in the shotgun here. Kowalski to his right. 2 tight end set. They're going to go quarterback draw. Going to look for a hole. Not a whole lot there, but does pick up 5. There's going to be a late flag that comes in the defensive backfield. We'll see what that's going to entail. Brought in closer to, you'll see the ref there dropped it at the location of the foul. We'll see what the conversation is. See what the call from the white hat is here. It's going to be against Gladstone. So holding on the Gladiators is going to push them back 10 yards from the spot of the foul. So that's going to bring up 2nd and 16. Again, the hold occurred 4 yards downfield, or 2 yards downfield. So that's how we get to the 16 after 2nd and 8. So it's a replay the down on the hold after the penalty. Self in the shotgun with Kowalski to his right. Dropping back, looking deep, and he's going to hit a big tight end there. Nope. Nice little throw, but just popped right out there. The intended receiver, tight end, number 85, Eli Jackson. Freshman. That's a big freshman tight end. Makes his way out. See a little open there, just a little low, unable to hold on to it, but I have a feeling that kid's going to be a great target for the Gladiator quarterback in the years to come. All right, so 3rd and 16 here. Going to come out in shotgun formation for the quarterback Self. They're probably looking to at least get about 8 or 10 yards to be able to go for it. Going to roll left, looking back right. We got a foul, a penalty in the backfield. Self going to try and make it happen. Able to get a pass off, but the intended receiver there is going to be Garrett Staskell. Take a look at the replay here, see if we can see. I think it's going to be holding there. Right kind of in that middle of the screen there. Yep, brought down. Not quite allowed to tackle the player. Although if you're a Gladiator, I'm sure you're going to say they were blocked and fell down. So holding always a bit of a judgment call. Some people say you could call holding on every play if you wanted to. The Bulldogs, I think, are going to decline this penalty, though, to make it 4th and 16 as a result of the incomplete pass. Yeah, okay, so they are going to decline the penalty, so that'll bring up 4th and 16. Gladstone sends their punt team on. The Bulldogs will get the possession back after the interception. No harm there. For the Bulldogs, it's going to be Crawford deep to receive. Norby to kick for the Gladiators. Punt off, a little bit off the side of his foot. So we'll see if Crawford can get it before it goes out of bounds. He cannot. So not a terrible kick there by the punter. We got about a 30-yard kick. Bulldogs heading out here to take over. While they're getting set, let's hit up one of our great sponsors. You've heard me talk about them already, but I got to tell you about them again. Hobby Habit, located in LeGrand, is getting ready to celebrate their 41st anniversary. So what does that mean for you? That means that from November 1st through the 3rd, you can spin their wheel for a random discount on your purchase. If you need gift cards for Christmas, Hobby Habit is the place. Everything from advent calendars to board games and RC cars. You got to check them out. They're great this time of year. They're located at 411 First Street in LeGrand. Hobby Habit, just for the fun of it. All right, the Bulldogs back. They're going to go with the quarterback keeper here. It's going to be Quinn Wellman in the game for the Bulldogs. We saw this formation, or this kind of set, a bit of a wildcat formation last week as well. So the first time we're seeing it this week. Wellman able to get 2 on the first carry, so we're going to go to 2nd and 8. A little bit of a tight formation there. Churchfield, the bottom of the screen, you can see. Wellman still the quarterback. He's going to roll right. He's looking for Churchfield. Churchfield's going to up and out. He's got a step. Wellman, the great little pass there. And Hayden Churchfield, nicely done. A big 32-yard play. First down, Baker. Wellman, the nice arm there. You'll see Churchfield. He's going to run an out and then up. He's run that out so many times, the Gladiator defenders are like, oh, we know this play. They bite. He goes up, able to get by him, hit in stride by Wellman. Nice throw by Wellman. Wellman, a sophomore for the Bulldogs. Primarily the backup running back to begin the year behind Sullivan, but has been brought in at times. We'll see what he can do here. 1st and 10 Baker. Richards in motion. And a hand it to Sullivan. He's going to bounce it out to the left. Not a whole lot of room there, but he's able to get 1 or 2 yards. So it'll bring up 2nd and 9 now for Baker. All right, so Wellman in the shotgun, Churchfield the bottom of the screen, Richards the tight end, Brown in the slot, Maldonado the top of the screen. We're going to go quarterback run here. Sullivan, nice block. Wellman, though, not able to get upfield too far. He's able to get about 3 yards. So we'll have a 3rd and 5 here. Take a look at the replay. Again, he's going to kind of follow Sullivan, but he gets a little bit too far behind Sullivan. That allows the Gladiator defense to make the play. So 3rd and 6, undoubtedly 4-down location for the Bulldogs. Location's not the right word, but you know what I'm talking about. 4-down territory, thank you. There we go. So we'll see Wellman in the shot, Sullivan to his right, Crawford's in the slot. That snap is going to force Sullivan to fall on it, and now maybe it's not still 4-down territory. I mean, it's got to be. You're on the other side of the 50, so it'll be a 4th and 13 here for Baker. Again, the Bulldogs down a few members of their line as well. Entrican, the only real starter, kind of senior starter, the left tackle. Then 4 underclassmen, 3 sophomores, and a freshman make up the remainder of the line. Again, great experience for them leading into next year. Wellman's going to drop back, tries to make someone miss, is able to get away from him. Let's see if he can get away here. Trying to see if he can make somebody miss. Wanted to almost throw the ball, but he's unable to get there. Going to be brought down in the backfield. It'll qualify as a sack, and the Gladiators will take over 1st and 10 on the 48. Wellman does a great job getting away from the sack right there. Is able to make him miss. He rolls outside. Looking to run. Didn't really have anybody open downfield either, and kind of in a bit of a stuck situation there. So the Gladiators will take back over. Ball will be on their own 49. 48. They're going to mark it on the 48. So 1st and 10 Gladiators. All right, Self comes out in shotgun, 2 tight ends set. He's got the other senior, number 11, Noah Meyer, in the backfield to his right. We're going to go quarterback run with Self. He's not going to get anywhere there. He's going to be brought down at the line by number 16, Colton Lucian, making the tackle, the sophomore outside linebacker, along with D tackle, number 62, Eamon Murphy, bring him down. All right, so 2nd and 10. We're at 4 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. No scoring so far in the second half. Both teams have had the ball. Well, the Bulldogs have had the ball twice. Turned it over once through the air, once on downs. The Gladiators, this is their second possession. The first possession of the half, they turned it over on downs as well. All right, Self under center. Meyer in the backfield. Hand it off. Kind of bounces it out to the right. Able to get a few holds on him before he's brought down after a nice gain of 5. So a manageable 3rd down now, 3rd and 5 for the Gladiators. You'll see here Meyer, again, nothing much in the middle, but he bounces it outside, able to pick up 4 or 5 yards there. All right, Self in the shotgun, Meyer to his left. Going to do quarterback draw, keeper to the left. He's going to be brought down there fairly quickly, only about a gain of 2. So it'll bring up 4th and 3. He's brought down there by number 65, Ethan Rail, the freshman D lineman. See Rail able to get off his block or he wasn't even blocked. It's kind of nice when you're not even blocked there. But reads the play correctly and makes the open field tackle. The freshman tackles the senior Self there. If you're just joining us as well, the senior quarterback for the Gladiators having himself a day. Not only a touchdown on the ground, he's had 2 interceptions on the first 2 opening drives of the game. So heavily involved, senior leader J.D. Self. All right, a little bit of movement now. We have both some movement on the offense and some encroachment. I guess he's calling encroachment before talking to the other officials, but okay, so it is going to be encroachment, so a penalty on the defense. That'll give him a 1st down. That's the 3rd infraction, dead ball infraction on the Bulldogs. You don't like to see those. Those are things you can control. Some things you can't, some things you can. You got to control what you can. All right, so 1st and 10 now for the Gladiators on the Bulldogs 40. There's some certain movements, look like. So they're moving back 5 yards. Sticks with 1st down, though, so now it's going to be 1st and 15 for the Gladiators. All right, Self comes out in the shotgun. 2 tight ends set. Kowalski to his right. Drop back to pass. Quick 3-step drop. Doesn't see anything. Tries to break it outside. We got a flag in the backfield. Probably going to be holding. But this pass is going to be intercepted. I believe that's number 5. Gavin Combs makes the interception for Baker. We'll take a look at the penalty in the backfield. I think it's going to be for holding, though, which would be declined. Yes. So a nice play there by sophomore Gavin Combs. Again, Self going to be pushed out. Then he's under pressure both by, looks like Lucian there, gets the pressure, which forces the interception. So sophomore getting the pressure on the quarterback, and his sophomore buddy, Gavin Combs, making the interception. Penalty obviously declined there, so the Bulldogs will take over with the interception. Nicely done there. So they're going to place the ball at the 25, it looks like. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs from their own 25. 1:46 to go in the third quarter. Looks like they're going to stick with Wellman. 21 there coming into the huddle with the play. The Gladiators still kind of in their, looks like they're in a bit of a nickel formation now. They got 3 DBs, 1 deep safety. Wellman's going to roll right, looking to run, trying to get a block. Able to pick up a nice 5-yard gain on first down. Another quarterback draw here. Wellman coming to the right. Tries to squeeze through, even able to get a couple of yards after initial contact. You like to see that. He falls forward. Very manageable 2nd and 5 now. All right, so Wellman in the shot. Churchfield, bottom of the screen. Brown the slot. Richards the tight end. Crawford up top. No play action here. Going to try and get it to his tight end, Richards. Unable to do so. Pass incomplete. Will bring up 3rd and 5. All right, so 3rd and 5 here for the Bulldogs. I imagine even if they get a yard or 2, they're probably still looking to go for it. So you might have 2 plays here. Sullivan to Wellman's left. He's looking right. Crawford throws it high, or excuse me, Wellman looking for Crawford, throws it high. He's going to be intercepted again. Going to be brought down there by Sullivan. That is going to be Stephen Fielder, his 2nd interception of the half. He had the 1st interception. You take a little peek here. Wellman is looking for Crawford on the slant, or maybe it was Maldonado. Either way, throws into coverage. There is a flag down. I think it's after the, let me double check. I don't want to speak too early. We'll see what the white hat says. Yeah, it's going to remain Gladstone possession here. So illegal block in the back there on Gladstone on the return. Will push them back 10 yards, but they're going to maintain possession in Bulldog territory. Looks like we got a timeout. Gladstone, we only got 46 seconds. Let's keep it right here, and let me tell you about another one of our great sponsors, Gray's West Funeral Home. Every year they are here to sponsor. Their Pioneer Chapel, if you haven't heard, it's renowned after more than 90 years of excellence. They provide unparalleled personal service, unmatched facilities, and guaranteed value to every family that calls upon their family. They're located right here in Baker City at 1500 Dewey Avenue. You can give them a call at 541-523-3677 or check them out online at grayswestco.com. All right, so with just 46 seconds to go here in the third, Gladstone going to get their 3rd possession of the quarter. No scoring in this quarter. It was 26-0 at halftime. Most of the action has really taken place in the middle 50 yards of the field for this half. Just kind of a little kind of slugfest back and forth here. All right, so the Gladiators come out self under center. They're kind of standard 2-back formation here. They're going to give it to Colton Kowalski. He's going to cut back upfield, and he's gone. He is not going to be stopped. That will be Kowalski's 3rd touchdown of the night. This one from 44 to go with a 25-yarder and a 12-yard touchdown. Take a look at the replay here. He's going to come around the edge. He's going to see the middle wide open, and he's just going to cut straight upfield, go north-south, and gone. So the Gladiators will look to add the extra point here to make it 33-0. Robbie Norby set to kick. Good snap, good hold, kick up, and good. Okay, it's going to be good. So that'll put the score at 33-0 here. We got 30 seconds. Let's take a quick break, and then we'll be right back. Back here getting set for the Gladiators to kick. It'll be Norby to kick. For the Bulldogs, some of their best offensive, most explosive plays have certainly come on kick returns. Deep is Crawford, who had one that crossed the 50, and Combs, who had 2 returns that have crossed the 50. Some excellent special teams blocking by the Bulldogs up front, creating these opportunities, no doubt. We'll see if they can do it again here. Going to go with a little squib kick that's going to be fielded by Sullivan. Going to be brought down at the 34, and if you're the Gladiators, you like that. If you're the Bulldogs, you wish you had a little bit of a chance of return, but some still good field position. Nice job by Sullivan to cover. So the Bulldogs will take over 1st and 10 at their own 34, 35 seconds to go in the third quarter. Looks like they're going to stick with Wellman. All right, Bulldogs coming out spread formation here. Richards, the tight end, split out a little wide here. Hand it off to Sullivan. Not a lot of room there. Able to get back to the line of scrimmage, and that will probably take us to the end of the third quarter. We'll see. Yeah, so the Bulldogs here are going to let it run. So that'll take us to the end of the third quarter, getting ready for the fourth here. And we will be back after a short word for the fourth and final quarter.
Welcome to Creating Memories for Disabled Children at beautiful Wallowa Lake, Oregon. Over the years, we have offered families of children with disabilities a free vacation at our beautiful camp properties. At Creating Memories, these families are able to relax in the knowledge that their child is loved and that their efforts are seen. We are Creating Memories for Disabled Children, and our mission is to do just that.
Back here getting set for the beginning of the fourth quarter here between the Gladiators and the Bulldogs on senior night. As I mentioned earlier in the day, this is the final home game for the Bulldogs, and Gladstone had their senior night last week. So both of these teams will be on the road upcoming. The Gladiators next week taking on Park Rose over in Portland, a 5A school, playing down in 4A. The Bulldogs head to Central Oregon and Prineville to take on the Crook County Cowboys. All right, Wellman, the quarterback. Little three-step drop. He's looking deep. Going to try and hit Churchfield. Thrown into a lot of coverage. And is that Self? Nope. That's going to be number 1, Chance Brown, making the 6th interception of the day for the Gladiators. Again, I know we're trying to get some deep shots and make something happen, but at some point we got to throw the ball a little bit short, just get some rhythm going. So the Gladiators take back over possession. All right, self under center, split backs. Oh, a little bit of fumble on the snap, but recovered there by the Gladiators.
The kids' fifth quarter after the game will be at the YMCA gym for 6th through 12th graders. Pizza will be served and dodgeballs will be thrown. I repeat, dodgeballs will be thrown. Pizza will be served. Goes until 11:30. Again, the YMCA fifth quarter.
All right, so 11 and a half here to go in the fourth. 2nd and 12, ball on their own 32. Self is in shotgun. To his right is Meyer, left Kowalski. Going to hand it to Kowalski. Going to try and get around the edge. He's got a little bit of room here. Able to cut against the grain, and he might be gone again. Colton Kowalski, some great vision, great blocking. That's going to be his 4th touchdown of the day. This one is going to be a 68-yarder, and that will cross the 35-point mark, which means the clock will run for the rest of the game. Kowalski again here breaks it outside. He sees that vision, nothing on the left side of the field. Everybody kind of overcommits, bounces it back, and no one to stop him. So Kowalski now with touchdown runs of 12, 25, 55, and now the last one, 64, I believe, or 64, 65 there. So Kowalski having himself a day, the senior from Gladstone. Norby set to kick. Kick is up and good. All right, so we'll take a quick break here and be back for the kick and the rest of the game. All right, we are back here as we get set for kick. Let me highlight another one of our great sponsors once again. Let's talk about OTEC. Our friends at OTEC, Oregon Trail Electric Co-op, want to help power your future. That's right. Whether you're interested in becoming a lineman, learning a trade, or attending a college or university, OTEC has a scholarship which might be right for you. There's even a 4-year scholarship which pays for all tuition and fees at EOU. You got to check them out. Visit otech.coop/scholarships to learn more. All right, so Norby set to kick. Deep to receive is going to be Crawford and Combs, but he's just going to pooch it down there. Looks like it's going to be handled there by Wellman. He's going to try and make a little bit of a return here. Gets a few yards, try to break a few tackles. He's able to get a few more, and the ball goes on the ground. Ball on the ground, going to be recovered by the Gladiators. And they will once again remain on offense. So Wellman there trying to make some plays, breaks like 3 or 4 tackles, but then eventually gets the ball punched out, and the Gladiators will take over. A flag, you see there on the replay, finally get punched out. We had a late flag on the play. So unsportsmanlike conduct there against the Bulldogs. I did not see what happened after the play there. So I think what happened on the first ejection is the referee felt like the player intentionally made contact with him, but just from what I'm hearing on the sideline, Jimmy Sullivan, the player that was ejected, said that it sounded like he just backed into the official, but the official thought he intentionally went into him. The second one, I don't know what happened, but that's going to move the Gladiators down the field 30 yards. So the Gladiators will take over 1st and 10 on the Bulldogs 21 with 9:10 to go. Again, it's 40-0. So once the ball is put in play, the clock will run for the remainder of the game, even on incomplete. So if you're wondering why the clock's running, that is why. It will stop on changes of possession or when coaches call a timeout. All right, so we'll see what the Gladiators elect to do. Self under center. Going to hand it off to, I think this is Meyer. Yes, it is. Noah Meyer, the other senior. He's running it in. That'll be another touchdown for the Gladiators. So a 21-yard touchdown there for the Gladiators. For Noah Meyer, that's his second touchdown. He had a long 64-yard touchdown run earlier on the first play, or the second play from scrimmage, the very beginning of the game. He adds to that an 81-yard touchdown, and all of the touchdowns for the Gladiators have come on the ground tonight.
Norby set to kick.
Norby set to kick. Ball is up and good. All right, so we'll take a quick break here and be back for kick and probably the rest of the game with the rolling clock.
Here in Eastern Oregon, we're blessed to live in such a wonderful area. And though it may seem mild-mannered, there's actually quite a lot that goes on in this area. And apparently, there's two dinguses who happen to be here that are actually crazy enough to get up at the crack of dawn to talk about it. Tune in to AM Live on EOA with Brent and Doddsy, featuring special guests, weather, sports, news, and more, every Tuesday and Thursday at 8 a.m., only on EOA Live, your connection to Eastern Oregon, now on Roku.
All right, as the teams here get set for kickoff, got to highlight EOA Network. By going to EOA.network, you can find all the locations where EOA Live content can be found. There's also a place where you can donate to EOA as appreciation for being able to see this content for free. Again, our sponsors take care of that. But if you'd like to support the kids and EOA Network in continuing to provide coverage, your support and the support of our sponsors are what make these games possible. All right, so 7:56 here to go. Gladstone set to kick. Norby. Little squib. They might even get on this. I'm not sure why we didn't try and recover that. Yep, so the Gladiators going to maintain possession. Again, the sort of onside kick thing there. I don't think they're trying to do an onside kick. We just didn't touch it or try to get it. I think that's Meyer that recovered it too, the last running back. So the Bulldogs will be back out on defense. 7:30 to go and running. All right, so the senior self is out of the game. They're going to make sure he doesn't get injured. They're going to bring on the backup quarterback, which is going to be Garrett Skeichel, but it's going to be handed off, and it's going to be another touchdown to number 46 this time, Christian Davis. All the senior running backs getting into this, and this is just getting ugly. So we'll take a look at the replay. I think this is their third touchdown run on the last three plays. So for a Bulldogs defense, you wish they, even though the game's out of hand, you'd like to see a little bit more fight. But here we go. So Norby set to kick, trying to make it 54. Kick is up and good. All right, take a short break and be back right after this. All right, as we are back here for the remaining 6:15, we hope. The Bulldogs will be set to receive. Hopefully made a few adjustments. Understand what they're trying to do here. Again, we're still sending a couple people deep. Not entirely sure why, because you know they're going to kick it short. But we'll see what we can do. Again, Combs and Anderson are going to be deep to receive. It looks like you got Lucian, the tight end, outside linebacker at the 40, going to try and catch the squib on the left side. I'm not sure who else. We'll see what they like to do. Little pooch. This time we're caught there for the Bulldogs. Try to make a little movement. That's going to be brought in by number 41, Cooper Briles, a freshman. Able to make the catch and run. So we'll see what the Bulldog offense elects to do here. 1st and 10. All right, for the Bulldogs, it's going to be Tucker Reed back in as quarterback. It'll be Wellman, the running back, to his left. Lucian in motion. Going to hand it off to Wellman. You got a decent little hole there. He's going to bounce it around. Tries to get outside. Brought down after a gain of 10. Should be another first down for the Bulldogs with 5 minutes and rolling to go. So for the Bulldogs, they're to Prineville coming up to take on Crook County, which so far has the best record in the league, and they are taking on LeGrand today, or tonight, I should say. No word on the score of that game, but currently Crook County is sitting at 7-0. They are ranked number 5 in state. The closest game they have played so far this year was a 3-pointer against Ashland, but the rest of them were primarily large wins. So the Bulldogs will have their work cut out for them next week. Here you got Wellman again on the keeper, picks up another 9 yards. Some good hard running there by the sophomore Wellman. Take a look at the replay here. Wellman will be able to evade a couple tacklers. Gets hit, but then still fights. Gets another 3-4 yards after contact. So it'll bring up 2nd and 2 now for Baker, under 4 minutes to go. Now in the backfield for the Bulldogs, number 43. That's going to be, well, I'm not sure because it's not on the roster. It's going to be 41. Okay, so check that. 41, that's going to be Cooper Briles, the freshman running back in the game now, getting a few reps. He'll pick up enough for a first down. So about 3 minutes to go here in the fourth. All right, Wellman is the back now to the left of Reed. Trouble with the snap. He's just going to fall on it. It's kind of how things have been going. A loss of 6 for Baker. So it'll be 2nd and 16 now. 2:40 to go and running. All right, so the Bulldogs come out. Reed with Wellman in the backfield to his left. Reed's going to roll to his left, in and out of the hands of his intended receiver there. That's going to be intended for number 22, Henry Karamajula, another freshman. So you can see the Bulldogs on this final drive has put in some of their underclassmen what am I looking for? Underclassmen, receivers, running backs. I'm at a loss for words, but you probably know what I'm talking about out there. 1.5 minutes to go, 3rd and 16, ball at midfield for Reed. He's got Braden Anderson in the backfield with him this time. He's able to get the pitch to Anderson. Anderson sees he's got a little bit of room if he can cut it back upside. He likes what he sees here. Takes on a nice run, gets a big hit, ball down to the 37-yard line. They're going to throw a flag. The running back got a little excited there at the end of the play and didn't hand the ball to the official, and so they're going to give him personal foul, I guess. It's pretty unnecessary, but.
Timeout, Bulldogs.
And Baker calls a timeout on 4th and 3, but there's a flag down, so I'm thinking it's going to be like 4th and 18. We'll just keep it right here. See what they elect to do. Once again, if you've been joining us all season here on EOA Network, not only here with myself, but either LeGrand or the Pendleton games, a sincere thank you for watching this season. It's been really enjoyable for me to get the opportunity to do this. And hopefully it's been great for you to have the opportunity to watch. We are hopeful that our friends at EOA Network will be back here in Baker next year. But again, that kind of depends on what sponsorships we get. Again, they kind of do this at sort of no cost to themselves. If you're following EOA Network, you know you can catch all sorts of content there, whether it's talking about weather or local sports, both at the high school, the university level, local politics. They're covered all sorts of things. So make sure you're keeping an eye on EOA Network and what's going on around the region. And we obviously very much appreciate your support. And just a quick shout out to our sponsors again, Hobby Habit, Grays West Funeral Home, OTEC. Again, can't do it without them. If you're in LeGrand, hit up Hobby Habit, pick up some Christmas presents, something along those lines. Tell them you thanks, you appreciate all they're doing. And when needed, hit up Grays West Funeral Home here in Baker. And, of course, we all know OTEC. All right, Reed looking for 4th and long. He's going to throw it up and dropped. So the 4th and 17 play is no good, which means the Gladiators will take over. We'll see if they even need to snap the ball or not. As we are just about 30 seconds to go here. All right, so 23 seconds to go. It looks like the Gladiators want to get one more snap in here. We'll see. Bulldogs trying to get set on defense. Not quite sure of the personnel. No, they're just going to let it run. All right. So that's going to do it here from Baker Bulldog Memorial Stadium. Once again, thank you so much for joining us on this evening. We hope you have a great rest of your weekend. And thank you once again. Good night, all.